I wanted to make sure as you start to work on your lab report and making your graphs for your analysis section for your enzyme lab report that you feel comfortable graphing scatter plots in Google Sheets and also adding trend lines and an R-squared value and being able to see the equation of the line, since that will be helpful for you to be able to know the rate of reaction. So I wanted to just go over a couple of hints so that you can get your scatter plots done. So the first thing that I'm going to do is highlight the information that I'd like. So here are some values that we ran through the spectrophotometer with different enzyme concentrations. And so I'm going to go ahead and highlight first just the times that we took our readings. And I'm going to leave it there. And then I'm going to hit Control on my computer so that I can highlight a new set of information, and that's all my absorbances. The reason I highlight them separately is that I'm hoping that Google Sheets will figure out that I want seconds to be my horizontal axes and then my absorbances to be my vertical axes. So let's give that a try. I'm going to click on Insert Chart. And of course, they're recommending certain charts for me, but what I want is scatter plots. Okay, so here's my scatter plot. Good. And now I have all my absorbance readings. They put them each in different colors so that it's a little bit easier to see them. And I now need to go to customization because I would like to add trend lines. But let's fix our chart title first. And we'll just call this rate of reaction. Could probably come up with a better title for that, but for now that will do. Now I also find it interesting, they called our, they don't give a title to our horizontal axis, which is actually time in seconds. So we'll put that in. And now let's change our vertical, because it's not time, it actually is our absorbance readings. All right. Now, what might be new for you is adding in trend lines, or another way to think of these are line of best fit. And all of your data, at least in this case, looks linear. So I'm going to stick with linear. And once you click on linear, then you also get the option to add labels and show R squared. So we definitely want R squared because I want to know how well my line of best fit actually matches the data. All right, and I also want to give a label. So, and I would like my label to be the equation of the line, because if it gives me the equation of the line, then I know the slope of the line, which is the rate of reaction, which is what I'm hoping to have. Now, something else that we can do and we'll want to do, because I have multiple scatter plots, and I don't want to confuse my points, and if you had to print this out and it was only black and white, it's a little easier to distinguish between your points if you'll change the shape of your points. So I'm going to change, this is absorbance 1, this is my blue dots. I'm going to change, instead of circle, I'm going to click on that and let's change it to triangles. Okay, now for my blue line, I have my line of best fit equation right here. I have my R squared value, and I've changed the shape of my points just to distinguish it from the yellow circles underneath. Now let's go back up to series, and we can look at absorbance 2. And now I can start adding things to absorbance 2. So I can go down and add a trend line. So I'll put that in. And now I should have the option to show my R squared value. and the option to change my label to the equation. Now, something I want you to notice is for my red points, my R squared value is not as good as it is for my blue absorbance reading. So this trend line does not fit the data quite as well as my blue. And you can kind of tell that as you look at this line. Not very many of the points actually line up on my line of best fit. All right, and I could, if I wanted to, also change the shape of my points. So instead of a circle, we could make it, let's make it a square. So hopefully this gives you an idea of how to graph multiple scatter plots and get your trend lines and your R squared values and to be able to see the equation of the line. I know I didn't finish adding everything, but I trust that you'll be able to figure that out. I'm going to make this a little bit larger when I insert this so that you can see the equations of the line better. I could probably expand this even a little bit more to get a better picture of these equations. I hope that helps, and of course you can always email me if you have questions.